Hola. Oof, I am tired today. But on the bright side, it just rained. And I love rain. I don't know. Maybe it's a northeast thing where we get really good rainstorms. So, love me some rain. So, hey guys, it's Ashley here. I am in the jungle right now. And I am very, very tired. Even took a nap. So tired. It's like learning how to listen to my body, learning how, not pushing it. Especially if you've seen my previous video that I posted yesterday, was the sense that last week I went on an ayahuasca retreat, and it was very revelational. But realizing that integration takes more than, how many days has it been now? Probably about 5 days since my last ceremony. And so it's like my body still is tired. And heck, in some ways, I'm still processing. And I don't just mean like everything that's going on, but it's like sometimes I feel okay, and then all of a sudden I'm crying, or all of a sudden I feel like this weird panicky type energy going through my body, or just this exhaustion. Recognizing that these are all part of it. And the Ashley of before would have been like, you're not over this already. You're not, you're not feeling better. You're like, sorry, bug. You're not ready to start doing all of the errands that you need to do. You're not ready. It's a constant barrage of guilt trip in some way inside of my head of like wanting or trying to will my body to just be ready to go. Like, I'm so tired. And it's like my head is saying, like, we haven't worked out in, well, forever, but it's time to start doing something. You've been sitting around all day. You've been, not being productive. So, another bug, same one. Must be brothers. But yeah, so I get to sit with that a lot. The productivity queen that I have always been wants to do something to make this trip worthwhile, other than ayahuasca, obviously. But like this next leg of my trip of like, why, haven't I gone out shopping, or why haven't I gone and like, why am I not writing? Why am I not posting more videos? Why am all I capable of doing is napping right now and crying? I'm doing a good job with that one too. But it's recognizing the stories that my mind has been feeding me for so long. Seriously, I don't know what it is, an ant? Am I sitting on an ant colony? No. Okay, we're okay. I'm back. But yeah, it's recognizing all of these ways in which my mind has, I want to say, run amok in some ways. I think one of the things I really noticed with this ayahuasca journey is like when I was on substance, pretty much all of the days, but definitely the second day, was like this sense of unsafety. I don't think that's a word, but we're going to make it a word. Unsafety, that my mind pretty much feels that most situations are unsafe. and it does everything that it can to make sure that it feels safe, that it has planned every single outcome, that, yeah, I don't know. A big thing was judgments, that my mind doesn't want to be judged for anything. And so this same sentiment sitting here right now is like, my mind is kind of judging me, not kind of, about my lack of productivity over this last week. And I totally understand. I am integrating and learning how to rest and recover. But yeah, it's getting to watch how my mind has weaved this story of unsafety in something as simple as not being productive enough. Somebody's going to judge me that I'm going to go back to my room and take another nap. Or that, for a couple of days I was at a hotel on the beach, and I just go down and sit there on a beach chair and really burn. But that, to me, that felt unsafe because I wasn't doing something more productive. So, yeah, it's being there with my mind and holding space for it to freak out like that. And I don't know if it's showing it that it's okay to not be productive. But yeah, dropping back into my body and realizing that my body still needs rest. And maybe that takes a month, who knows? But to take all that time that it needs in order to really recover and heal all of this, to rewrite new pathways that aren't based out of fear and anxiety. And yeah, I feel like that's a lot of what's going on for me today. There was a lot of overwhelm this morning. Waking up, I don't know, in some ways I still feel like I was, maybe my dream was linked to the ceremony, and I wake up and it's still very real in my body. Learning how to ground myself into the present moment, and also feeling that fear, feeling that anxiety of being back in it. And then I remember the video that I just put out, and I said, look at my new sunglasses, lost those in the ocean today. And so I kept kind of consoling myself, but it was more like, probably how my parents consoled me. Like, you're fine, it's gonna be okay, it's not that big of a deal. But after I sat down, I let it be a big deal, because for some reason in my body it felt like a big deal. And so I just cried, and I didn't try to say it's okay, you're gonna be fine, even though my mind kept thinking wow, what a baby that you can't even get over a pair of sunglasses. And so I just held some space for myself, which was a completely new thing. I don't know if I've ever done that, but I'm learning. And it was lovely. Came up again this afternoon, but wasn't as strong, and now it doesn't feel that strong at all. But yeah, that's how I started my day. I've been super tired all day, not my jovial, fun, bubbly self. And I think that also bothers me a little bit, because I don't know how to pull out of this. I don't know how to, I think typically I would put on a mask and just kind of everything's great. And really everything's exhausted. And everything's kind of sad about my sunglasses still. Well, not really still. But either way, I know I'm rambling. I get that. I'm just being real. And I think, it's learning how to be more real, instead of only putting out videos when I'm well put together and when I'm in that wholesome, I'll call it. Am I ever really wholesome? I don't think so. but that mental space where, I don't know, it kind of seems fun. Because who wants to watch a Debbie Downer? Womp womp. But yeah, I want these to be more real. I want this to feel good in my system. And I think for a while, and I said this yesterday, but I think for a while I was just kind of putting out videos that, I don't know, felt good, but in some ways not sincere. It was like the logical part of me wanted to put out a video that made sense. But I'm finding that there's a lot inside of me that doesn't make sense. And my mind wants to make sense of it. And I think that's why sometimes the videos feel so good, because when it kind of clicks into place and you're like, oh shit. But I think it's also just muddling through all of this, I'm going to call them emotions, because this is all new for me. If you saw my video, there was a lot of fighting with this at ayahuasca, and I don't want to fight anymore. We're going to be friends. So, yeah. Anyway, tired. Muy cansada. And I think I'm gonna, I don't know, hang it out. Maybe tomorrow's video, if I have some more energy, I will give you a tour of this place. It's pretty cool. Highly recommend it if you're in, I was going to say Oaxaca, but I'm not in Oaxaca. I'm in Cancun. If you're in Cancun, it's called OMA, O-M-A, Holistic Center. And it's so cool. It really is. So maybe I'll do a walking tour of it tomorrow. I am in the jungle. Welcome to the jungle, baby. Any hoozles. Yep, I think that's it. Brain's tired. Peace out. Check yous later.